Hello guys and gals, it is I, the Monster, and today I'm going to talk about my top 10 favorite fighting games of all time. I literally tried filming a video this entire day and it didn't come out right, and I think by the end of it all I said, you know what, I'm just going to do something fun because it just nothing worked out. It was a hot mess, man. So I love being transparent with the audience and letting people know that these things happen. So without further ado, let's get into it. I've been a fighting game fan my entire life. When I was younger, I would say it was my favorite genre of video games. As I've gotten older, it's not, but it's definitely in the upper echelon of things of games I like to play. And it's funny. I used to do like tournaments, and I used to have people over my house, and I would get very social with fighting games back in the day. And I also used to do arcades and go to arcades and whatnot. So we're gonna have a real fun time with this one. So I just want to say before we get started on this that these are just my opinions. I have to go from the heart and how I feel about some stuff. So there's definitely going to be some picks in this list that you're going to go, why the heck did you pick this? But I'm going to try my best to explain it. Alright, so without further ado, let's quit the chit chat, let's get going here. Okay, so number 10 on the list, I'm going to start from the bottom up. So number 10 on the list is Bloody Roar Primal Fury for the Nintendo GameCube. I'm wondering, I think this might have come out on another console as well, but I think this franchise is so underrated, man. I think Bloody Roar is like such a unique franchise. It had a lot of style, a lot of charisma. It's like all these guys that turn into animals and they beat the crap out of each other, and there's like a weird storyline going on with that. And this one in particular, I just remembered like it looked really great on the GameCube. It performed well. The AI was actually like very challenging in the story mode. And I remember the last character in the game was named like Uranus, and we used to crack jokes about it all the time. But the roster, I don't know what it is, man. If you've never played a Bloody Roar game, I highly recommend it. I'm also going to bring this up too. Like, I own the first Bloody Roar, and I got very lucky when I picked this up. I adore this series. These are the only two I really have, to be honest, because they're kind of hard to get now. But I think Konami bought out Hudson years ago. I would really love to see them revive this IP in some form. So yeah, Bloody Roar Primal Fury. Check it out. I don't know. On the GameCube, I suppose. Again, it might have come out on another console, but I can't recall. So this even, I forgot to mention the theme song, man. Look up the theme song to this game. It's so good. It's like a heavy guitar riff. Okay. Number 9. So number 9 is an interesting pick of mine. It's basically Tatsunoko versus Capcom for the Nintendo Wii. So I still cannot believe this game came over here. It kind of blows my mind. I remember when they first showed it off, like the Japanese version of the game, I was like, man, that looks really cool, really flashy, really pretty. Some pretty iconic anime characters from like maybe the 70s. I could be wrong about that. And I was just completely like, we need this. And then I remember, I think Seth Killian at the time was like a big proponent of getting this over here. And not only did he get this game over here, he got characters added, they balanced the game out a little more. And it even has GameCube controller support, which is what I played it with. I love this game so much. It's got so much style. I swore I pre-ordered this and it came with playing cards, or some kind of like art cards, but they're not in the package. They're probably in a box somewhere. But this game was so dang good, man. It was very simple to play, very it just wasn't like the most difficult. There was definitely things in the game that got more technical, and obviously if you're a pro or something at this, you were stomping people out. There was a character in this game named Karos who was like really overpowered, and then they nerfed him in this version and he was still overpowered anyways. Like, there was some broken stuff in this, but like the roster's so interesting. You have like Ryu, you got like Mega Man EXE, you got Roll, you got like Beautiful Joe, Alex from Street Fighter Third Strike, and then you got like Battle of the Planets characters like Joe the Condor and Ken the Eagle, I think. And there's what was the other one? I think Yatterman. I apologize, I'm getting the names wrong. But the only thing that the only complaint I really have about this game is that there was no Speed Racer and there was no Samurai Pizza Cats, which were popular in America. At least the Speed Racer was. I mean, Samurai Pizza Cats is like a real cult thing, but I would have loved to have seen it. The online in this game, for its time also, I might add, was really good. I remember I played online with a friend of mine. I only knew one person who bought this, and then when I went to, when I used to play this at college, I met other people eventually that played, but it was really me and my one other friend. We'd go online, and we'd do tournaments at the school and whatever. Dude, they gotta import this. They gotta figure something out. Bring this back. Do something with it. Capcom is so afraid of doing, like, crossovers now. It's ridiculous. But, man, this game slaps. So, Capcom versus, Tatsunoko versus Capcom, excuse me, Ultimate All-Stars. Alright. Number 8, I have to give a little, I want to explain why it's so low, okay? I grew up playing fighting games a lot in arcades around me before they started shutting down. I kind of make this pretentious joke that I'm probably one of the last generations to have actual arcades, because as I got older, it was over. It was done. But I used to go all the time. So, you're going to see some stuff here. You'll understand it, and pretty soon what I'm talking about. Okay, so number 8 is, yep, okay, I'm losing count. Number 8 is Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. So this game is basically the extension of Marvel vs. Capcom 3. This game came out 11 or 12 years later after the original Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I just remembered the announcement trailer, the comic book art. I couldn't believe this was happening, and it hit me at the right point in time. I was in school, and I was so hyped for it. I pre-ordered it. I still have my steelbook. I still have my comic book. I still have my pre-order inserts, and all that, but Ultimate comes out months later, and I was really pissed off because, you know, now I have to go, a young me has to go and buy another game again, and they added characters and some other things, I think stages and whatnot. This game was just awesome. I mean, the little story modes was great, fighting Galactus was cool, the unlockable, the different costumes and skins, the stages, the way the game looked, the way the game performed. It was a simple game to play, but then there was some stuff that was hard to master, like, what is it, 3 or 4 buttons? I mean, I'm going to be real, I wasn't, like, immensely crazy about the Capcom picks. There were some that I loved, like Arthur and Hager, but then there were others where I was like, oh man, they could have benefited from a couple more things over on this side. I would have loved to have seen Mega Man X in this. But in any case, this is not actually the real cover of the game. I swapped the cover out. But yeah, I love this. This game rules. I bought it on like 2 other things, Steam and I think in the console, and I just love it so much. So Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, I mean, what more can be said about it? Great game. Definitely check it out. It's a banger. Also, like Evo, when this was like an Evo, oh man. Even though you saw a lot of like Virgils and Dantes and stuff like that, it was still entertaining. As a Morgan, I remember that. It was entertaining as hell. Okay. So, trying to do this right, number 7. So, when this game came out in the arcades, my young self could not reach the cabinet very well. It was like the same size as the X-Men OG cabinet. I'm a pretty short guy in real life, so just imagine a kid version of me. And I would be on my tippy toes playing it. But I'll never forget that I loved playing this game. It, to me, is one of the best crossover games ever made. And that is Capcom vs. SNK 2. This is EO. This is the one that came out on the GameCube. I know it's come out on like PS2 and other consoles. This game is absolutely incredible. I actually picked up my copy about a year ago. I actually didn't own it physically. I owned it just digitally. But this game is just such a masterclass in like how to make a wonderful crossover game. You have these iconic Capcom characters from like Street Fighter and different properties, and then you've got SNK, you know, with a lot of the King of the Fighters and Fatal Fury characters. And it's just such an interesting thing. There was like a groove system or something, like a mode system that had different plays, and such an interesting roster. I remember the artwork for this game being really beautiful and cool, and it's just, I don't know, there's such a vibe to this one. I wish that they'd make another one. They did artwork years ago for like an Evo, and they teased like something, but it never happened. And I to this day wonder, you know, how long is it going to take to get another one of these? You know what I mean? So, anyways, Capcom vs. SNK 2 rocks, and you should check this game out. It is so much fun. Again, I don't know what the best version of this game is, but I always liked it on the GameCube. I can't lie about that. So, yeah, and I got a nice deal on it. Okay. Number 6 is going to be kind of a weird thing, but just go with me on this. So I cannot find... I cannot find my copy of this game for the Super Nintendo, so just imagine this as a placeholder. But number 6 is Street Fighter 2. Particularly, I like the Turbo version, but this is the Game Boy one. I love Street Fighter 2 on the Super Nintendo. I'll just put a picture up or something, right? But Street Fighter 2, I mean, what hasn't been said about that game? Iconic game. It's like the start for so many people who love fighting games, so many franchises. It's inspired so many games. It's just an amazing game. You know, Ryu and the Ken and Chun-Li, Blanca, Zangief, all those guys. E. Honda, Dhalsim. I mean, come on. Guile. Like one of the most iconic rosters of all time. It's just a blast. It's super simple, but man, oh man, Street Fighter 2 in all its incarnations, just an awesome game. And you know, definitely check it out. There's always going to be a version of Street Fighter 2 coming out somewhere. Always. It's just a never-ending thing. Capcom gonna print them to the end of time. Okay, what are we on now? So for number 5, this is going to be kind of a surprise pick, I think. We'll see. This one hit me at a very interesting point in time in my life as well. So here we go. So this one is the King of Fighters 14. I get the numbers mixed up. The Roman numerals always screw with my brain. I will tell you this. I've always enjoyed King of Fighters. I've always enjoyed SNK properties. But admittedly, I really didn't get into King of Fighters like very hardcore until around this time. I played a little bit of the old ones. I played 94, 95, and I think 96. I had a couple of those. I love 95. That's one of my favorites too, actually. But this game was like unbelievable. I think Atlas put this out, and it was kind of at the time where SNK was struggling, and the pixel art, they showed how they made the pixel art. It was amazing. It was like nothing, you know, you haven't seen that in a long time, and all the intricate little details were being drawn, and the roster was big. It was like 30 characters or something or more, and there was really interesting little stories, and there was tons of characters, like color skins, and you could customize them and go online. And I'll be honest with you, when this game came out, the online was really rough. I know they patched it a little and they fixed it. It was a pretty rough online experience. But other than that, it's a great game. I used to get my ass kicked all the time playing this. This is a pretty... I'm gonna say I think it's a pretty hard game to play, but it's fun, it's rewarding. If you get a win, you feel amazing, and the community for these games has always been very nice and very inviting. I remember a long time ago when this came out and I was playing it, I talked to like a Japanese player, and he was like teaching me combos, even though he was whooping my butt. So, anyways, this game's really cool, and I love it so much, man. King of Fighters. Also, this is like the last one where my boy Raiden, I'm taking him off the shelf. My boy Raiden got in. I love this dude. He's from Fatal Fury. He's inspired by like the old wrestler Vader. I just want Raiden back. Put him in Garo. Put him in the Garo remake. So yeah, anyways, I love this game. Raiden rules. Green Mist all day, baby. Okay. Getting down to the nitty gritty now. Okay. So, this is going to be another one that maybe you may have not seen coming. You might disagree with it, but I got it. Again, this is just my opinion. Number 4 is, poetically, Soul Calibur 4. This game, again, came out at a crazy time in my life. I loved it. I know Soul Calibur 2 is an amazing game. I own it. I love Soul Calibur 2. But I got Soul Calibur 2 a little later. I got it on a deal. And Soul Calibur 4, I got it when it came out, and I was absolutely blown away by it. And obviously the Star Wars characters helped too. I got the Darth Vader, but I was blown away by the roster, the presentation, the stories, the creative character. Oh my god, the online in this game was so good. I played so many hours of this game. I used to go over people's houses and we would just stay up all night beating the crap out of each other in this game. I had a lot of fun with it. It was just so good. There was something about this game to me. In my opinion, this is the one that I felt like Soul Calibur kind of stepped out more. I know there's always going to be like a debate, like 2 and 3 are the bigger ones, but I really felt like 4 was the one that made it feel almost like, alright, we're getting near the mainstream a little bit. And, you know, I like Soul Calibur 5. It's not a perfect game by any means, but I really enjoyed 5. After 5 is where, unfortunately, the series kind of loses some folks, I feel like. But I like Soul Calibur. I'm always going to play Soul Calibur. I like the slow pacing of it. It's a little different. Some of it's easy, some of it's hard, and there's always a really interesting online thing going on. It's just got a really I think it's just got a really great cast. I don't know, and I'm so basic maybe, but I love Mitsurugi. He's like my boy. Mitsurugi, Yoshimitsu. I used to play Lizard Man a lot. I used to play a lot of the they added like all these anime girl characters. I forgot which one I liked. There was like 2 or 3 of them I used to play all the time. Just a great game, dude. And the girl with the blade, I'm gonna probably put her name in here. I loved her with the split personalities. This game is just so good, man. I'm sorry, I love this game. So Calibur IV, dude, rocks. They need to really re-release that game. All right, now we're at the top 3. Again, this is gonna be another one that maybe some people might get mad at me, but I'm prepared for it. Okay, so here we go. I need to give the context for this. So number 3, I don't know if it's considered a fighting game, a platformer, a brawler, whatever it's gonna be, it's gonna be. I'm just throwing it in, okay? So here we go. Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. I'm pulling it out right now. Oh my god, it's not Melee. It's not Melee. Why didn't you pick Melee? Listen, I love Melee. Another game I put hundreds of hours into. Great game, wonderful game. But Brawl, man. Let me tell you about Brawl, okay? When Brawl came out, I was in high school. I was posting on the old school Nintendo forums. Does anybody remember that? They announced Snake. That was insane. The night Sonic got announced, aliens could have came down from the sky. It was like the forums erupted. Okay, this game had the story, the subspace emissary, brand new characters, Olimar, my boy King DDD. I mean, it was just an incredible game. Everything kind of had that weird hyper, like realistic, like clothing thing going on. You had like all kinds of different things going on. That adventure mode though, subspace, was just incredible. You had trophies, so many mini games, so many things going on. Yes, I know this game has tripping. Yes, I know that people hate like Meta Knight and Diddy Kong and stuff like that. I know. But my god, if you could just ignore that stuff or patch it with some mods. This game is so good. It had a great aerial system. It had a great combo system. Some characters were able to chain grab fairly easily. King Dedede. It was such a good game. I did so many tournaments. I played this game at so many people's houses until like 5 in the morning. I mean, the midnight for this was one of the best midnights I've ever been to in my entire life. I mean, these are memories that I really cherish, man. So I gotta be real. I gotta keep it real. As much as I love Melee, Smash Bros. Brawl for me is like the one. It's my favorite one. And I have to just keep it real. So, Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Oh, man, so I can hear people now. Why did he pick Melee? You jerk! Okay, number 2 is Street Fighter Alpha 3. I freaking love the Alpha series. I love it because it's like they took manga, they made it real. It's like all the Street Fighter guys have such a beautiful art style. It might be Udon. I can't remember who did the art for these games, for this series in particular. And it felt fast. It felt like the old school Street Fighters a little bit. And it had a really crazy roster. I remember Rainbow Mika and Karen being in this, and like Sakura. Oh man, this game was so much fun. It wasn't too difficult to play. There was a lot of secrets going on. I know the whole Alpha series has some wild secrets in it. Like, not just this one. I know 1 and 2. I don't own 1 and 2. I just own 3. But I played 2. 3, though, it's such a great game. I know this got re-released on the PSP. I think it was Max. I don't know if it's been re-released elsewhere except probably like a digital store or something. But man, oh man, if you could get your hands on this game, man. I had so much fun playing this. I would bring this over to people's houses and we would just have the best time. A lot of these games are really like some of the most social moments, times of my life, you know, and I cherish those. I really do, because you're never going to get those back. So many people are doing online, and I love it. I do. But it doesn't beat actually being in the same room with somebody and talking to them and kicking ass and having fun and, you know, all that. So Street Fighter Alpha 3, they could just make a new one. That would be wonderful. I just like a fast, frenetic Street Fighter Alpha 4, man. I need it. I've been saying it for years. I need it. Okay. So, number 1 should be fairly obvious now at this point what it's going to be. You probably saw it I don't know if you can see it. But the story behind this, you've heard about this game for years. It's just, I'm gonna tell my story. So my number one favorite fighting game of all time is Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I mean, where do you even begin on this? Okay, I grew up playing this in arcades. Back in the day, this is true. I'm not making this story up. This is real. I used to go to this arcade by my house so much that we knew like the staff, and one of the staff members taught me how to play this game. So it's like I had a Mr. Miyagi with this game. I bought this copy of the game. I pre-ordered this copy in 2002. I saw an advertisement for it in like a Game Pro or a Game Expert Gamer, I think it was, and I said to my father, like, please, can I get this? And he knew how much I loved this game. So we actually went out and we pre-ordered it, and I got it, and being a kid and having this game in your house, man, there was nothing like it. It was incredible. I know there's a debate online about what's the best version. I don't really care. Frankly, just to have this, I'm so like thankful I have this game still. It's still in one piece and I still have everything. This is it. I love this game. I've played the hell out of it. Shout outs to my friend Nick. He got this game. He and I used to play this game in Soul Calibur IV. And he would kick my butt in Soul Calibur 4, and in this it was like dueling. Like me and him would beat each other up back and forth. Great game. Huge roster. There was one problem with at least this version, which was the shop used to bug out a lot. But we just play this game all the time. I have so many memories of playing Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I mean, it's just a game that will not ever go away. The character roster, the jazz music, the stages. Hell, even when they brought it to PlayStation 3, I bought it just to go online and play. I still have it on my PS3 console. I would go back and play that all the time. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, classic game, iconic, one of the best fighting games ever made, period. I would hope for re-releases. I hope for more Marvel vs. Capcom and goodness, and just keep it going, because I don't know what Capcom and Marvel are doing now, but we got to get the show back on the road, you know what I mean? Because that last one, I don't know what happened. Anyways, guys, so this is my top 10. I actually want to do something really quick, if that's okay, before the video ends. I want to give an honorable mention to Virtual Fighter 5. This is the base game, but Final Showdown, Virtual Fighter 5 Final Showdown, which you get right now on console, one of the best fighting games you'll ever play in your life. Easy to play, extremely difficult and technical to master. You could pick up any character and learn a combo. I'm telling you, Virtual Fighter 5, do not sleep on it. Amazing game. And I also want to give a shout out to Street Fighter 6, the new one, because I don't want to lie to my audience. It's in the picture. I like this game a lot. The roster's great. The Street Fighter 3 Third Strike vibe is there. The online's really good. Like, there's a lot there. I kind of fell off of it, and maybe I'm just getting old. I don't really know. I should jump back in, but I love this game so much. I made Marissa, and I just punched people in the face. It was really fun. I also want to give a shout out to Mortal Kombat 9. Great game. Really great game. Tekken Tag 2. Check this one out. This is a weird one. Street Fighter Cross Tekken. I used to play this without the gems. Ooh, great game. I actually won a promotional t-shirt for this. And this is the other one I want to give a shout out to. It came out a couple years ago. Capcom Fighting Collection. This is out on the Switch as well. Great collection of games. Darkstalkers, Puzzle Fighter, Gem Fighter, Red Earth finally coming here, Cyberbots. Dudes, if you love Darkstalkers, check this out. Let's go. So anyways, guys, that is my top 10 favorite fighting games of all time. I'm putting them all like that. This is my Hori Arcade Pro 4. I picked this up. I need to play more fighting games in general, but you get the idea. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. I've got more fighting games. One day we'll get into that. But these are my top 10 favorite fighting games of all time. Tell me what you think. What are your favorite fighting games? Am I crazy? I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for that Brawl pick. Please like, subscribe, ring the bell, comment, share. Do what you got to do, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And I'm going to go ahead and do one thing before we leave, which is that I'm gonna beg Capcom, please re-release, do a port, Tatsunoko versus Capcom. Let's get this going. Alright guys, take you for a ride. Have a good one. Peace out. Thank you. Bye.